He also kind of turned into.
Okay. Woke up with woke up in the city feeling like woo, that's a hot potato, huh? Right now. Anyway, that's a mess. Well, yeah, that's a headline. And my life ain't that interesting. I would say right now, from where I stand, where I walk, my own mess is enough. Let's just leave it at that. You know, because my 5 pounds is somebody else's 500. And it's just a feeling. And it's a matter of how big the feeling is. Mm-hmm. Oh. Wow, 8:36 Saturday morning, November 23. Oh, 2024. I am getting consistent, actually. I'm not singing praises right now because 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, that's my history on paper. Look at my resume. You'll see me jump in and out of, you know, any given situation. Not staying longer than 4 years. 5 at the most. Oh, yeah, employed any one place. Yeah, this is Walk-In Channel with Nora. It's me, Nora. And woke up bright and early, about 7 o'clock, got out of bed. Last night I thought, well, yeah, let's see if I feel like getting up with the sun, greet the sunrise. And I didn't. My body needed more rest. And ooh, I'm been walking since about 7:30, I would say. 8:38 now. And warm up my body, my voice, for when I'm ready to talk. And I think this morning I really need to keep my head down because there are lots of little snails on this trail that are getting away from the waters that have inundated their underground, you know, homes. So I want to be careful to not, you know, crush their dreams when they're just minding their own business, trying to live, trying to take their morning walk or going out to look for some food. Yeah. So, keeping my head down, I forgot my shades this morning. I forgot my keys. But there's lots of people in the house right now, and should be, right? As expected when I get home. Forgot my shades. The sun is out. Lots of poop on the ground. So the snails, right? And the poops. Lots of that on the ground today. And I do not want to step on either of those. I don't. So I watch myself. I concluded after yesterday's talk, plática, at the edge of the city, that keeping my eyes on my feet, right, and having the ability to pan out as I please, that's something that I was taking for granted before, and not doing it with a lot of awareness, I was trying to pay attention though, do my work. Lots of snails. They're so pretty, just hanging out on top of climbing the reeds, the dry reeds. Lots of little bugs. Don't want any little gnats in my mouth. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I got home yesterday and I was a little bit wet, not soaked or anything. Snail coming up. Oh, beautiful. Just mind my own business. Careful not to step on that. So, you might hear some sniffles this morning, So I got home and, I took a shower. Oh, it was great. Stretched a little bit in the, with the shower. Warm, hot water. Soothing my tired muscles, and I gave myself a little leg massage, as I washed. It's a shower, it's not a tub. Don't have that yet. That's all I have had time for, right? In the past, I have not given myself a tub or the time to use it anyway, so that's why I don't have it. Haven't needed it, haven't wanted it, have not taken the steps towards an apartment or a house with my own tub, right? And then I think a tub, sounds great right about now. I could just fill it up, warm water, at my favorite temperature, bubbles, lavender scented, nice soft music, or I don't know, whatever's relaxing in that moment. Whether it's upbeat or jazz or banda, English, Spanish, little Billie Holiday, right? I love her. Still do. But then I think, I'd have to clean it. And then the kids would leave it a mess and I'd have to clean that too. Oh, goodness. So that's the attitude of the one foot in and then the other out, right? So I want that, but I don't really, is what I've been telling the universe, if that's who I'm talking to, if that's who's listening, right? If anybody is listening now, it's me. Thankfully, that's really the only person that matters in my own life, in my body. right? I'm the only one that can walk it and talk it and do it, spread it, or keep it to myself. And now I'm not spreading myself too thin anymore over, delicious homemade bread or that stuff from the store with the walnut and the cranberries. Oh, fresh baked, yummy. Little butter or none, perfect either way for me. Yeah. So this is what I do now, and I'm still getting used to it and building a new habit of doing good things for yourself, whatever that looks like. To me, it looks like walking right now. And I'm not sure how long this will go. It could go on forever at this pace, and that would be fine. But then look at my resume. I think I have a commitment problem. Yeah, right? Don't stay too long in one place. Because the feeling of boredom is it's like, it's tough, but it's good, because when I'm bored, that's telling me that, that I'm done with that line of thinking, line of work, and I need to move on, move to the side, move up, look back, reconsider, reflect, right? Stop, slow down, think about this stuff, give it respect, ask your questions, get some answers, and then choose your next step. So I can commit short term to a lot of things, and I have. Work, people, myself. I have always retained the sense and my right to change my mind. For whatever it is, whatever occasion. I've known that there are no absolutes. Nothing is really 100%. Nobody is 100% evil or good. Definitely not me. Right? I'm somewhere in between, and I think a lot of people are. So a lot of us that are intersectional, in between, ni de aquí ni de allá, not from here, not from over there, somewhere in the middle, or on the outside, left behind, looking through the window, hoping and praying that things will work out. Well, hoping and praying for Nora have been kind of like on the sideline of her method of coming to any sense of success, that she could say was her due, is her due. A measure of success, not by the means of many. Considering her current situation and her humble beginnings, putting all of that in a little box. Nobody knowing what's in it. It's a surprise, right? No one really knows what's in a surprise gift. And the wrapping, right? The wrapping on the outside does matter a whole lot still on the planet. And so, Nora chose a body that was unconventional, not the model. Not the model. That is like, that type, love at first sight. I love it. No more. I don't need to see anything else. Don't need to look under the hood. I am in love. That. Right, that's not Nora. She landed in a Mexican body. And then wasn't sure what to do with it. And then was put into circumstances and also chosen ones throughout her life. And became a certain person. Someone that she absolutely likes. Nora likes herself. Getting to loving herself, getting to loving Nora is, in her opinion, to her best judgment, it's a challenge. For herself, to love herself. It's a challenge. Not easy. Because lots of things on the outside have told her from day one that she's not the one, not the perfect model, right? And so there's something that's lacking, it's not good enough. So, and then, you're supposed to be worthy of love too when you get here. And so a baby does it's the best it can, right? To be lovable. There's nothing much it can do but be itself. Eat, pee, poop, cry, communicate as best it can its needs. And there's something in the parents naturally that happens hormonally that increases that attachment with both parents after the kid is born. And so that's like a good outcome, right? That a baby is loved just for being born. And then it gets more complicated every day after that. And then no matter how much that baby is loved by someone throughout its babyhood, childhood, adulthood, beyond the gray, the level of self-love is eroded and replaced by loathing, hatred for the self, and not knowing the truth of oneself. And so, of course, there's all the other distractions of the world, that pull you away from your center, and that prime directive of knowing who you are, knowing yourself, So the distractions are plentiful and strong. And then it took Nora 47 years to come to this point where she's walking a lot, enlightening her body and her mind and her soul, trying to the best way she can and knows how. And telling others what to do less, because her blindness was thick. It still is in a lot of ways. This is just like I'm walking, I'm not running a marathon or sprinting to my next stop. No, I'm just walking. This is what I feel I need, right? And this is what I can do. Walking by oneself is not possible all the time, not necessary all the time, not required at any time. That's a choice too. It's all by choice. And Nora is walking herself now. And yeah, let's go this way. Yeah, let's do that. Oof. Yeah, she got her tea this morning. Had a little sandwich, half a sandwich for breakfast, and off she went. On her walk, and as she started out across the parking lot, she saw a lady, all dressed in black, standing on a white plastic bag, like a trash bag. She was just standing on it barefoot, and I was like, oh wow, okay, she needs some shoes. That's obvious, right? And so she picks up her bag as I'm kind of, approaching behind her. Picks up the bag and starts walking. And I'm like, okay. So she's maybe like 5 or 6 feet ahead of me. And I say, excuse me, do you need some shoes? And then she's like, yeah. We went back and forth, Yeah, she needs some shoes. Okay, I know somewhere, and I was going to give her a place to go. And of course she's barefoot. That would be hard, and then the water, right? The ground is wet now, and it's cold. So I was like, oh, yeah. I changed my mind. I'm like, okay. Do you stay around here? Yeah. Her sentences were garbled because she said in the beginning, I said, hey, do you need some shoes? And she said, yeah, and then added, I'm woke too, it's not going well, is what she said. I'm woke too, but it's not going well. And it hit me. I was like, oh, she sees me, and I see her. What? Woke, right? Oh. What is that? That's a big red buzzword, I think, now, too. Yes, it is. Because it hit me. I'm like, oh, okay. So, there was something going on with her, Maybe, who knows? Schizophrenia comes to mind, where I was having my own conversation, and I was hearing her say her response. But to me, her words, her sentence didn't make any sense. But I looked in her eyes and I felt her answer. Yes, I need shoes. You know, I asked her to be back there at 3 o'clock. I'm going to put them in a certain spot. Give me until 3 because I'm walking right now, I told her. You know, I could have ran home, you know, fixed her problem right away. I thought about that too. And I didn't. You know, I told her, give me until 3 o'clock. I'll put them over there. What size are you? 6, she said. Size 6. Great. So I know where I can find her some shoes. And she didn't know necessarily where she was, right? So I'll do what I did what I could in the moment without compromising my own plans, my own directions, you know, my own prime directive, yeah. And that was enough. That has to be enough, because that's what I did. I can't go back and change it. That was the right thing for me to do. Regardless of how many other scenarios I can think of where I could have done better. Right? I could have rescued the lady, taken her somewhere, given her some breakfast, some food, anything else. Could have done a lot more, now that I think about it. Now I know I did what I was supposed to. I made my choices in that moment. With what I had, with what I knew. And I moved on. I gave her, you know, what I could of me. I was just passing through. Right? I had my plan for my walk. And this is me being consistent to me. And my new efforts to do better for myself. And the lady that needed the shoes needs the shoes. Still, maybe. You know. I have committed to bringing them to her later on today. After I take care of myself. Because putting yourself first, Nora, is hard. It doesn't feel right if you're not used to it. You know, it feels better to do. Throw in 1,000%, right, of your good heart, your goodness. 1,000%. That's what you ask of yourself. Well, 1,000% is too much. 100% is too much some days, right? So why force it? Why force 100% every day, go, 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 when as a human being, you know, your frequency is low. It gets low because of everything else that's happening in this place. You know, your job is to keep your head up. Or down. Ow. Oh my goodness. Okay, put this here. Yay. I actually am back. at the same place I came to yesterday. Oh. Yeah, I came here yesterday, and for the same reason that you're listening to now. Sorry, not sorry. This is me and my walks on the raw and ass out right now. Ooh. Oh my goodness gracious, this is, wow, definitely a public restroom. Ooh, definitely a public place. And, oh man, thank goodness, because popping a squat in the woods, that's not for me right now. That's why I stay close to home in the city, and I go walk in and around the places I know. Because I don't need to get lost in the woods. Ow. Don't need to get lost in the weeds, as I have often done in the past. In my various writings and rewritings and of the same old reel, you know. So, yeah, back at the edge of the world, mine, not yours. Back at the end, the same scene as yesterday. Lovely, less rainy. 9:08 a.m. versus 1:30 yesterday. Fresh. Ah, look, the tide is in. Water up to the edge, and then it'll flow back out later. Can't look in the direction of the sun. I don't have my shades, and I'm gonna walk this way instead. There's a little pier that goes a little bit further out, kind of like a, tendril into the water. So I'm going to walk myself to that edge. And no, I'm not going to jump into the water. It is cold and I don't want to get wet. Not this moment, not today. No soy mucho del agua. I'm not a water animal for the most part. Right? If I were, a pool in the house would have been important, and a tub, definitely. And I like this pier that someone made so that I could walk out further into the water and feel the current. Just a little while back, I left a bridge behind that goes over a dried river bed. I'm sorry, not the riverbed. It's one of the one of the tendrils, right? That is now dry. And I walked on the bridge and I slowed down because I felt the vibe of the current. The water's no longer there, but the energy is, right? I was walking over the bridge that once was filled of water running into and back out. So, I'm standing from a different perspective today than yesterday in the same place, and I like it. I'm remembering a little bit of what was said yesterday morning, afternoon, morning, right? And I like that. I like those events. I like that person, that persona of Nora that is letting herself go. Right? Letting herself go. Run, be free. Untethered. The potential to jump today if she wanted to into something a lot different than what she thought was good for her before. I like that I can come back to the same place and think about it and turn it around, give another 360 degrees of perspective, but just off to the side of where I was yesterday. Going out to the edge of a very well planned world for anyone is hard, because safety and security, that is the goal. Because for Nora, there's no alligators here. There's no sharks. I don't think so. She said. Who knows what's under those gray, murky waters? A few feet from where she stands. Don't know. That's why she's not a fish. Don't care. That is not the purview. She's standing on a pier built with cement blocks, maybe from, old concrete, from buildings or from roads that was dumped in a straight line as best as possible out, right, into the water, so that people like me could walk out a little further and just be alone, right? And that's great. I could have come over here yesterday. But I was in a different place. I wanted to be. I didn't want to move from where I was because I was happy to be where I was at. And I was having a good time, right? Dancing around my stage that I had prepared for that exact moment. And I walked out of my house. No real direction, plan, as always. Not anymore. And thought about not going because it's early morning, the sun was out, the kids would be up soon. Like, the voice inside my head that tells me you gotta cook for the kids. Take care of them first. You're being a bad mom if you don't take care of the kids first. That's not my generation. That's where I come from. So, yeah. A lot of that is drilled into me, and now I gotta be like, do I want to keep doing that? Is that still right for me? That idea that the mother's supposed to give it all up. No. Nope. I didn't like that. It never really felt right to give up all of myself on behalf of anyone else, even my own kids. I don't have to do that. Some people have. Some people will. But Nora's out by herself walking right now, still. And she decided that the kids are going to be all right. They're at home. They were asleep when she left. They're 7, 8, and 9. They're not like babies in diapers, They don't need her 100% of the time. And they know it. I was like, hey, no, you're big now. Do for yourself. You can do more. Right? You can do more. Get off it. Make yourself a sandwich. They don't use the stove yet, but they can open the fridge, look what's in there, or get a snack, whatever. A little thing. They are not going to starve because I walked. Right? For a few hours in the morning. They are A-okay. They are not alone. Dad's home. Everybody else, right? That needs to be there. And so I'm getting what I need, right? I'm talking, walking, stretching myself. Because that's what I need. And the needs of my kids can wait. God damn it. They can wait. They will be all right till I get back. And they do wait. They'd wait for me to come back. Their cute little faces. Can't forget those. Yeah, they love me, of course. What's not to love? Lots of things, right? According to the old Nora. There's lots not to love in her still. And, it's not like this work is about having other people love her anyway, right? So it's okay. There's a lot not to love, and that's just fine. Because I recognize what I'm doing now. And that's learning to love myself, most of all. And radiating, reflecting that self-love, right, towards others. Excuse me. Yeah, let me stretch a little bit. Finished my tea. This crazy super glue stick is in the same spot that it was yesterday. I just came towards it and put my empty teacup on the bench right above that crazy glue stick. A crazy glue stick fixes everything for a minute or for a while. Hey, little bee. It's a yellow jacket. Came to smell me for a minute, I guess, or feel me. Landed on my arm, and then it went away. Crazy glue. Yeah, I mean, that's really how I've been putting myself together. Crazy glue, honestly, right? When I really dig into that reflection on the ground. I saw it yesterday, but from a distance, and I knew it was crazy glue, but I didn't think anything of it yesterday. Now that I came back to the same place, walked a slightly different path than I did yesterday to get here, right? Because I want to make changes. I don't want to. If I'm going to go backwards for a minute, back to the same place that I came from, I'm going back from using a different perspective, a different route. Any tiny little change that I can implement for myself that tells me that I'm doing something different. I'm kicking the ground, right, that I've been walking on is slightly wet. Just shaking the dirt, kicking it off of my hiking boots, kicking this metal post that you're hearing. I don't want to walk too much dirt back into the house when I get back, when I start back that way. Yeah, crazy glue, right? There's glue, and then there's crazy glue. I love crafts, and I didn't know I did. I forgot I remembered, I forgot. Sorry. I forgot that I love crafting things, whether it's a puppet, for an assignment in my art class, or paint, mixed media, right? Painting, drawing, applying one thing to some paper and not thinking about it, not having an end result in mind, just kind of letting the thing show up, right, as I go. And I've taken the crazy glue and tried to stick the ideas, the pieces back together while being one of the pieces on the table. I love puzzles too, by the way. Right? We get here, we smash into the ground, and smash to pieces. 1 million. 2. However many. I had done a lot of work, before I cracked myself open again just a little while ago. So I don't have 1 million pieces to put back together. I have a few. Done a lot of work. I have just a few things that I need to look at closely. Turn it this way and that. Find the right spot if that is where it goes and I want to keep it. So sometimes using the crazy glue, right? The opinions of others. Ooh, you should do this. You should do that. This is what's good for you. All right. Crazy glue that stuff onto me. Yeah, I'll do that. That sounds like a great idea. Great advice. Thank you. And I did that for quite a long time. Trying to stick myself together into a cohesive image. Who I thought was a good person. I wanted to be that, right? Be seen as a good girl, a good person, good mother, okay human. And then, that glue is crazy, right? Crazy making in the process. Yes, very much so. Crazy in the making. So, I'm going to leave the crazy glue where it sits. I don't need it anymore. It's not for me. Some other kid, whoever needs it, whoever needs to see that too, might pick it up. I don't know what's to be of that crazy glue. It's not my responsibility anymore. Now I'm like using my spit polish on myself. Morning breath and all. Well, tea breath. Didn't brush my teeth this morning. Who cares, right? Thank goodness you can't smell it from here. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Doesn't smell like a dumpster. That's good. Tastes a little bit like Earl Grey tea and oat milk and honey. Little pesto and turkey provolone sandwich. That was my breakfast before heading out on this walk this morning. And very happy to be here. A couple pigeons have joined me on stage. Hello. Twinses. Can't tell them apart from where I'm standing. Yeah. They're just looking for some worms or whatever it is that they do. I love that. Oh, yeah. Looking for some seeds too. Yeah. Yeah. They're doing their thing, walking around, minding their own business. They see me, I'm just hanging out, right? They walk towards me, walking towards me. One of them sidestepping to the left. Hey, pretty bird. Ooh, pink feet. Beautiful purple, green necks, gray, white spotted feathers, orange eyes, gray beaks. Very graceful, these pigeons. Right? I like them. So giving myself the time, right, to just share these pigeons with myself. I've not been the type of person that attracts nature to me, to myself. Not that type. But it looks like today these pigeons have no fear of my intentions. You know? And I like that they're not scared of me. I had the example from someone that's very close to me that is more in tune with nature, you know, to the point of catching lizards. A baby lizard, in fact, right? And bringing it over to the kids and having them experience that bit. And then I saw, wow, that's awesome. You know, that's not usually what lizards do, is run, scurry away, especially little baby lizards. Well, maybe the baby lizard didn't know any better, right? And its mom was like, holy crap. Well, right? Maybe she was hiding. Couldn't do anything. I mean, you know, mama lizard had no idea what was going to happen to her baby in the hands of these people, these giants, right? These kids. All she could do is wait and see what happened. Because she was at the mercy of the hands of man and his children. And then as Nora observed that scene, you know, she saw that there were people out there that were all right with nature. And nature was not scared of them. They give off no malice, right? No malicious intent to do harm. And she saw that that was possible, and then wanted to see if she could become someone like that. More attuned to her natural self. So now I'm sitting on one of the cement benches here, looking at the empty stage and the two pigeons eating in front of me. doing their morning breakfast. Just like me a little bit ago. And that's just fine with me. Yeah, it'll be time to get up again in a minute. Don't want to sit too long, but I wanted to. Yeah, I'm getting more flexible. That's a good thing. Right? Stretching myself, moving, circulating the blood. Circulating the blood and guts and gore through the city that I hadn't done before. And I am loving myself for this work that I've undertaken. It might hold my attention for a minute, 6 months, 4 years or more. But I will give it the time it needs. And, is there like an ascension, a promotion available to me? Yeah, of course. I'll get to that ascension point in due time, my way. No hurry. No guile. Honestly, right? Because if I don't do this in an honest fashion now for myself, well, I'm just going to keep going in circles with myself and what places I can go, right? What I can imagine for myself. So that's why I need to be talking. Available for anyone else that available for anyone else that would like to have at it with me. Right? Ooh, there's something in my shoe. Let me go back to the bench. Yeah. I feel something in my shoe. I'm gonna come back and sit and take it out. Yeah. Okay, I don't need it like a blister, right? Forming on my foot. From these walks, all sorts of things jump into, these are high tops, but still, lots of walking. Things get through. And, let's shake it out here. In here, and feel. Let's see what's in here. What is that? That's nothing. It's fuzz, but like the Princess and the Pea here. I felt something. It was big. It felt like a kind of a good sized rock, but maybe I didn't see it fall out. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Woo, alright. Oh, maybe a little teeny tiny foot massage. Man, take advantage, yes, while I'm here. Yeah, man, my feet have put in some mileage, I think. A lot more mileage. Yeah, they're sore. But getting stronger. Oh, feel a little sprinkle coming on. The sunshine came out. Let me put my shoe on. Oh, man. Sunshine on my feet. I got sunshine on my feet. Little sprinkle on my hat. Let me just adjust my other shoe too, because why not? Oh yeah, there's stuff in here too. I just hadn't seen it. But I'm feeling stuff in there. Yep. Oh, weird. Ow. Oh yeah. Yeah, stuff gets sore, man. Even like a little piece of whatever will definitely rub in the same place, and open up a wound, baby. We gotta take care of our feet. I learned that at Burning Man. Take care of your feet first, right? Don't want to get pliafoot. That stuff will dry you out big time. Giving myself a little massage on my knees, my shins, my ankle. Feels good. Right? It feels good to give yourself just a little attention. A little rest. Oh yeah. Reflexology is something that has interested me for quite a long time. I might look into that more deeply soon. Oh, bye pigeons. And they flew off. They were done. They were done here, and they're off. Took their wings and the wind, and off they went. I'm like a squirrel. I feel like a squirrel. Ooh, what's that over there? What's that over there? Ooh, yeah. Oh, I caught it. Okay, good. I caught it. Drop it, because there's something better over there. Squirrel. That's me. Very curious. I've done okay. I've done okay at becoming this. And Looking back, now I know I can do more, do better, do different. At least different than yesterday for myself. Some things, right? Whatever I can do. Whatever is in my lane that I see is for me. And I pick it up or I leave it. So, wow. My feet feel much better. Much better they feel. And, so all along this path this morning, I've been seeing little beads, right, on the ground. Different colors, yellow, orange, pink. Orange and pink. Mostly, I think. You know, the type that you put in the water and then they swell. That type of synthetic gel, right? Like encased in plastic. Little plastic beads. They're squishy. I saw a blue one. Pretty blue. Oh my god, deep. Deep, like royal blue, I think. And I was like, ooh, how pretty. I thought it was a marble. It was a pretty good size. I thought, ooh, how pretty. Then I went to pick it up and I realized it was just jelly. I squished it a little bit. Oh, okay, never mind. It's not what I thought it was. Right? Of no use to me other than the illusion that I found one of my marbles. That's what I thought. It's like, ooh, I found another of my marbles. Oops, wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Throw out my teacup into the trash, and I'm walking again. There was somebody, I don't know if that person was here yesterday, if these beads, were here yesterday. I didn't see them. I didn't see them on that path that I walked. Walked a slightly different one than yesterday to get back to the same place. And I don't know what I'm going to find any given day on the floor at my feet. I don't really I've learned that expectation is the killer of creativity. Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna sit here for a minute, adjust my headset. My ears are getting sore. Yeah. My ears are getting sore. It's about an hour of blah blah blah. Yakety schmackety. Blah blah blah. Nobody cares but me. And I, go back and listen as usual, because a listener's job is different than the speaker's. The words I say are the words that you're hearing coming out of my mouth. And there's just free flow, right, of ideas, of things that occur to me in the moment as I interact. I think I smell What is that? Is maple? No, it's not a maple. It's tree sap, I think. Yeah, it smells. This tree smells really sweet. It's one of the trees with. Oh, that's it. Oh yeah. Oh, it's actually the blood of the tree, right? Coming out. It's the tree healing itself in the spots where the branches have been cut off a little while ago, right? The sap is white, smells sweet. At least that's what I think it is. Let me see. Get closer. No. It's not the sap. It's the whole tree itself, I think, that, and the wet dirt combination, right, of the little bit of wet dirt. Oh, it smells really good. Anyway, right? The smell of the wet dirt that I remember from Good morning. Two doggies. Yeah. There's this man and his two dogs, or yeah, maybe they're his, I don't know, but he's walking them. He's in a wheelchair and, prompting the dogs to get some exercise. That's a great thing. I needed to see that. So back to, the smell of the dirt. Back home in Mexico, what I was born from. The bronze of the earth, as I remember it, would deepen with the wetness from the hose and freshly swept, right? Turning the dirt over to sweep away the garbage, leaves, whatever, in front of the house. My mom did that for us, and as a source of pride for her housekeeping. Yeah. Clean the outside too, make sure that's nice and tidy. And I just saw a avocado rind on the ground. Somebody left it. Probably. I don't know how I got there, but like I said, I've been thinking about a dragon. At some point, I will make one or draw one or something, and the avocado rind would be perfect for like the belly. that the bumpiness, the scaliness, the dry looking, the color. Love it. Anyway, yeah, Mexican dirt, to me, and my baby palate, I loved it. Smelled so delicious, and I had to eat it, and I did a few times. I don't know how many. But I'm sure I was caught eating dirt at one point or another, because I knew it was wrong and I had to hide myself away in order to do it. And so the message became, eating is shameful. Don't show people what you do with that or how much you consume, because you're wrong for that. And so that kind of gave me an oral fixation to the point of overconsumption, right? Of the amount of nutrients that my body needed to be healthy and feel healthy. And I have not felt healthy for quite a long time, and I don't eat dirt anymore. I do eat, junk food still. Why not? I mean, it's only junk food if it feels that way going down. And cool. Is this a rock? What is that? It looks like a rock, but it's kind of a foam, hard foam stuff. Anyway. Right? I eat healthy, and I eat junk sometimes, and I'm alright with that, finally. Because it's not about me, really. It's about the food. I either love it or I hate it, and it's my worst enemy. It's not the burger's problem if I believe and feel that it's bad. It's not the French fries issue if I think it's disgusting. It's not the pizza slice or the whole pizza's problem that I'm crying while I'm eating it. Shit. Right? Because damn, pizza's delicious. Burgers are delicious. They want to be loved. They are here to feel what it's like to be consumed with love, right? That is the idea. But then I come along and I bring my food issues with me, right? Guilt, shame, secrecy, overweight. The self-hatred of that moment, of not having the self-control, the discipline to be eating a salad. God damn it. I'm doing this again and again every day, and it's a pattern, and it doesn't feel good, and I need to change that. And I ran that voice inside my head, you know, until this moment too. Until I know that whatever decision I make to eat that day and that meal, you know, 1 out of 4 meals, 1 out of 10, I don't know. I am going by the feeling of each moment now. If I'm hungry and I'm at a place where food is available, which is everywhere, I make my choice. Lots of fast food places, lots of restaurants, and then there's my fridge. So I choose. And that's great. Because whatever I ate yesterday, I cannot change anymore. And if I think back and go, I might need to balance myself out, you know. Eat something else, eat something different. And maybe I do, maybe I don't. It doesn't matter. Not really. As long as I do that thing with love. I eat the tomato, or I eat, you know, the greasy burger, the beef, or the lettuce. Whatever I eat, I'm doing it fully conscious and with love for myself at all times. So what does that do to the guilt and the shame and the beating myself over the head and the stomach because I can't control myself? What does that do? Well, makes that voice go bye-bye. And that weighty issue, right? That food aversion to something that you need to live, all of that stops. When I forgive myself, right? For any mistakes of the past that I might perceive now or see myself making in the future. If I can forgive me for my small, tiny, or humongous transgressions, I can do that. Then I can also do that for the world. So, world, I'm working on it. I'm doing plenty and enough. I'm just walking, which is what I need. Because, you know, everybody else is getting what they need in their moment. Yeah, and Cepheus, I think, is calling. He's like, prepping my hand, my arm, my fingers, getting into position. Scratch the itches. Those are glitches. And we'll keep going. I've been talking for an hour and a half. Well, it's a little longer. Probably get back to the house in maybe half an hour or so. Cepheus is he likes to taste things slow, right? That's why our frequencies match. And Nora likes to get things fast. Do things fast. Go faster. Totally forgot about the kids' art classes. Passing by the place. 10 o'clock. Whoopsies. Maybe Dad brought them. I don't know. Nobody called me about it. Nobody called to remind me. Oh, shucks. Ooh. Ugh. Anyway. They work hard, those kids. They get up every day, go to school, are forced to some days. Because Nora's got her new priorities, right? And she's not taking the BS. She knows when her kids are sick, need to rest. Absolutely. And allows them that grace. Because she is allowing it for herself, too, now. Funny how that works. But it's not so funny. And that's what has become. Just orienting himself. I see we're walking on the opposite side of the street that we took yesterday. Yesterday's walk home was on the other side. So there was talk about, the corner where the church had bought the lot, and now they are building a new church in that corner. Okay. I'm seeing it from the opposite side of the street now. And I could have an opposite opinion, right? If I change my mind about being happy about so-and-so buying up that land and doing their thing with it. Nora thought about that too yesterday as she was talking to the lady. And I was sitting outside of the house behind the bars, surrounding all the windows and porch, churches, right? People catch feelings, and Nora does too, about the state of the church. But she has maintained herself on the outskirts of that life because at an early age she understood that it was an option. She didn't have to pick it up. She didn't have to run with it. She could be like, oh, I see what you're offering, and I shall leave you with it and move on. And so she did. And in spite of her best efforts to not pick up any certain religion, any one religion, right? She lives in a place, in a country, in a state where that's important to many people still. But it doesn't have to be important. To Nora. Ow. Straight shoulder. again, Nora was thinking about just herself this morning, going on her walk, right? Giving herself time with her thoughts and her body. Forgot about the kids' classes. Whoops. My bad. Was it worth it? Yes. Because if she forgot about those classes, that means that the kids really weren't supposed to be there, right? They work hard and needed some more rest and to feel like they could just wake up and not rush off somewhere. On schedule, on time. We do that 5 days a week already. 6, right? With the art classes on Saturday. So, were the kids upset? I don't know. I'll get home and I'll be like, hey, I forgot about your stuff. And they'll be like, oh, blah, blah. They'll say what they need to say about it. And I'll say, okay. That's what happened. Oh, well. Okay, so just had to cross the street. Yeah. And art is important, and going to class and committing to going to that class on time, doing the work is important. It is for Nora, and so she is teaching that to her kids, that do what you say you would do, right? Become trustworthy, learn your lessons, listen well, and change. Look to change a little bit of yourself every day into something different if you don't like a certain aspect. And also give yourself the freedom to decommit. Decommission yourself from any obligation that you have placed by your own decision, right, onto your plate. You can never have too much life. Too much of a good thing does not apply to life, living it. You know, people do it at different levels, different frequencies, different pace, different styles, different modes, different looks. All the beautiful options are on the menu. It's your choice. Own it. Live it. Love it. Even if you hate it. Love that. with a passion. Because whatever you do ends up being where you need to be anyway in order to learn what you need to learn in the first place. And however you get there is how you get there. There's no wrong way or right way to do it. And Nora has walked into a different doorway where it opened up some gifts that she had not seen as possible or available to her for quite some time, but had an inkling, an intuition, some things that happened along the way in her life that, you know, were light bulb moments, ding, ding, alarms, impressions. That informed her in some fashion. So, and is now making other things happen. Because she was getting tired of chasing her own tail with the grand illusion that she wasn't worth it. And so, walking off the pain is better than sitting with it. Letting it rot and grow, fester, create the pus and the infection of accepting the pain of regret, of trauma, fear, not doing a thing with it. Watching it make her hair gray, her bones pop. Face becoming more wrinkled. Belly flops. She got tired of that feeling. Of neglect. You know, that she was gifting to herself and accepting every day, until one day and then the next she turned it into something else, because she didn't want to take her pain and dump it on other people. Was never willing to do that, even as a kid. She knew that her words and her body could do harm. So she chose to not. Now she's feeling better. Feeling some pain still, right? But for a different reason. The pain that she feels at the end of her walks is nothing compared to the pain of regret and shame, guilt. Because all of that she's leaving behind. In a way, right? That is not in the form of a pile of shit on the sidewalk for somebody else to step on and take home. She's looking at the pain inside her body, searching it out. No longer inside. Not giving it. Not handing it over to other people. But breathing it out into the air around her. Not bothering anybody with all her BS that's coming out. It's gotta come out one way or another. And she's doing that in a way that she feels is good for her. And sometimes other people will disagree with that. Will have something to say. And her job is to not give a flying flicker of her light up to that. Spit polish, right? Spit polishing herself to brightness, enlightenment. Grinding more miles into the sidewalk. One step at a time. Because she can. And she wills it now. And she does. There's nothing else for her to do today that's more important than her work. Nothing else matters. And we're getting better at keeping our frequency, because now, you know, as other pedestrians come around the vicinity, 6 feet or so, you know, from her, she's okay with me staying, and she's okay with talking, because it's not mattering anymore that she's walking and talking to herself. That's what people will think anyway, right? With the headphones and the sweatpants and sweater and hat. And she's able to hold herself, which means that I don't fly away, right? She keeps her frequency, and so I remain connected with her. And that's what happens with practice. Nothing else. You can't talk about it. Can't fantasize about it. Well, you can. You can talk about it and fantasize about it. Let me edit that. Yeah. You can see it however you want, right? Do it however you want, but do it. The only judge around here is the person that's acting up, acting out, pretending or being real about it. Nora has moved herself into a space that the idea is to, you know, be free of her own BS, right? That's the idea. Not sure if that's ever going to happen. We can make a perfect plan, ideal scenario, but lots of things happen in between now and then. So, again, not worrying about what may or may not happen in the future, we lots of things happen in between now and then, and so Nora is worried a lot less about then and focused on the immediate situation at hand and responding in a way that she will reflect on later and be satisfied. And if not satisfied, then she will redo that lesson however many times it takes in order for her mind, body, and soul to feel full and complete in their knowing, in her knowing of herself. And great. Definitely need to stretch. Ow. Waiting for the crosswalk here. Yeah? Okay. Or I'll move on. Just go one more block then. Okay, so. Keeping a certain frequency all the time is hard when you live in a world that takes you away from yourself and shows you all these things that are around that pull you away from the work of knowing who you are, right? So that many times before bears repeating because Nora has needed that repetition. And it's frustrating sometimes, right? To have to learn the same lesson more than once. It's frustrating. But that's what life is for. To play out whatever scenario you prefer and get the feeling of that. And then, once you're aware that that's the job, then you want to bear the responsibility of turning on a light for others as a way, as not a path, just, a light radiates 360 degrees, right? It's got one focal point, but the light beams radiate from the center and out. And then whoever is looking at that light is receiving it from their point of view, their perspective on the outside, and listening or watching that example do their thing. And then they get to decide if that sounds right or it sounds false. And yes, Nora is here for the truth. The truth of herself. The only truth that matters to her, and knowing that no one else will express that quite like her. And everyone else has that same capacity. That same capacity to figure it out. But we need each other, right, along the way. From the time that we become disconnected and shattered. Until the time we are able to pick up our own pieces and listen to the voice that really matters in this place, which is one's own. So, Nora's good at listening, right? Taking examples from others and going, all right, I like that, I'll do that. And that was her being obedient, perhaps, or also, knowing what's best for her while listening to somebody else say something good, or say something that sounded good for her. But the master work that Nora is undertaking is with the complete understanding that it applies to no one else, and she is not responsible for what you see here, what you hear. The idea is that Nora is talking to herself and herself only, and digging into her belief systems, facing the future, facing with the past at her back, and deciding what comes along and what stays with her. And then the rest will fall away with each step forward. Yeah, we will need to stretch. Almost home. 10:39. That's 2 hours of chatting. And it feels good. This body is tired. Good time to get back home early enough to just do whatever needs doing. Yeah. So the commitment problem that was brought up earlier was more a sense of curiosity and impatience, that youthful, okay, what's next? That squirrel. Right? The baby attitude. A babyish attitude. Ooh, brand new toy. So shiny. And then an hour later, it's done. Okay, I'm bored with that. What's next? Give me a brand new toy. Buy me this. I want it. Well, so, yeah, that. She's keeping the sense of enthusiasm. And letting go of the hurry, the impatience, right, with herself when something gets too hard and She cries in frustration. She knows that she can let it go. Come back to it. Pick it back up later if it's too hard or too annoying or too painful right now to talk about it. So all these chats, and they definitely might maybe who knows, be just like going in circles, and that's just the way it's going. It's just, the pattern needs to be played out, right? That's what she's been doing, going in circles. Building up momentum, perhaps, like the dude on the bike that actually did, Take off. Got to the mountain. Beyond that. Yes, the pattern, the rubber stamp of that work was still there, today after the rain. And Nora came back to that. Had a slightly different experience with today's walk, getting back to that spot. And satisfied with herself that she got what she got. And there will be more time, more chances, more experiences from this moment and on. And she will now be paying more attention to the goings-on at her feet. The things that are for her, that land at the right time, at the right spot for her to walk up to it, be interested, take a pause, and decide whether to pick it up or let it go. Move on. So yeah. She's letting go of a lot. Feels like a lot. Feels like a lot of work sometimes. But it's also effortless because she's got 2 good feet. Strong legs. And the will to move on. So we're back at the house. Front yard. Needs to stretch for sure. And I think we're done. I think we are satisfied for the moment that we have done what we could. Walking Channel with Nora is here for a little while and gone tomorrow, possibly. Right? This lady's got plans, and the rest of the world does too. Ow. And she will make her choices, and others will as well. And she will do her part to make the best of her world and be less fearful, more proactive, have more fun. This is her goals. These are her, musings or desires. Honest attempt at changing, yes, and move herself forward in a direction that is not as painful as before. So, yeah, I mean, no expectation of what is going on or what will happen. Having an idea, but not thinking about it too much, letting it go because it's not in the moment, right? Being more in the moment, in the present, authentic means you don't think about it too much. You know, it's a feeling, this life, and what we're going through. And right now, the feeling is ankles hurt, hips tired, back tight. Time to go stretch. So that is what Nora will do. And, ooh, yes, of course, drink the water. Ow. Yeah, let's do that. A lot of that today, too. Alright, yeah, I think, Toodles. Toodles for now is our Toodles for now is our fun expression. And I gotta go stretch. See ya, friends.